October 31st, 2025. Seoul, Los Angeles, London, a year after its original digital release. Jimin's solo album MUSE has received a special vinyl edition, now officially available in the United States and United Kingdom starting today, October 31st, 2025. The announcement sent armies around the world into celebration mode, turning the release into more than just a collector's event. It became a global act of love, streaming, and charity. The MUSE vinyl has been one of the most requested physical editions among fans since the album's digital debut earlier this year. Known for its emotional storytelling, refined production, and deeply personal lyrics, MUSE marked Jimin's artistic evolution after his critically acclaimed first solo album Face, 2023. The new vinyl edition, pressed in limited quantities, was released simultaneously in major record stores across Los Angeles, New York, and London, as well as through online retailers. Featuring a pastel lavender cover, embossed gold lettering, and an exclusive lyric booklet with Jimin's handwritten notes, the release immediately began trending under hashtags like #JiminMUSEVinyl and #MUSEOnVinyl. Fans in the US and UK lined up early outside record stores, some even camping overnight to be among the first to own the collectible. "It feels surreal to hold it," said one fan outside Rough Trade London. "We've waited months for this. Jimin's artistry deserves to be preserved on vinyl." But the most remarkable part of this release wasn't just the vinyl itself, it was the community response. Almost immediately after the news broke, global fan bases organized a coordinated streaming challenge across platforms like Spotify and Apple Music to commemorate the launch. Their focus, the tracks Who and Be Mine. The challenge's goal? To gather 2,000 screenshots of verified streaming activity, which would then trigger a $600 donation to Jimin Funds, a fan-organized charity collective supporting underprivileged youth and music education in Asia and Africa. Every milestone for Jimin becomes an opportunity to give back, the project's organizers said on X, formerly Twitter. "He always gives us inspiration through his art. This is how we return the love." The campaign quickly went viral within hours, with fans sharing screenshots under the hashtag #StreamingFromUSE, flooding timelines with messages like "For Jimin, with love, and every stream is a thank you." Released in mid-2025, MUSE showcased a more introspective and soulful side of Jimin. Unlike his debut Face, which explored emotional vulnerability and self-reflection, MUSE carried a tone of maturity and artistic confidence, a love letter to music, art, and identity. Tracks like Who and Be Mine became fan favorites, praised for their poetic lyrics and smooth R&B inspired production. Critics described the album as a bridge between pain and peace, highlighting Jimin's unique ability to balance fragility with strength. For armies, MUSE isn't just an album, it's a mirror of Jimin's growth. "It's not about perfection," wrote one fan on Reddit. "It's about expression." MUSE feels like Jimin painting with sound. Vinyl culture has made a strong comeback globally, and BTS members' solo projects are no exception. For many fans, owning MUSE on vinyl is not only about collecting, but also about connection. "The sound feels more alive," said a fan in Los Angeles who picked up her copy at Amoeba Music. "Hearing Jimin's voice through vinyl hits differently, like he's right there in the room." The vinyl's B-side includes remastered versions of Who and Alone, as well as a hidden outro featuring live background vocals from Jimin's 2024 Seoul showcase, a subtle surprise for fans who listen to the full record. Industry watchers note that this vinyl release might also mark the closing of MUSE's promotional era, paving the way for Jimin's next creative phase, possibly tied to BTS's much-anticipated reunion in 2026. But for now, fans are focused on celebration, unity, and the joy of Jimin's artistry being immortalized in vinyl form. "It's poetic," one UK army said in a Weverse post. MUSE began as a digital project about emotion and sound. Now it's something you can physically hold, just like how Jimin's music holds us. As the first day of sales continues across both sides of the Atlantic, MUSE has already entered the top 10 of vinyl pre-order charts on major retailers like HMV and Barnes & Noble for Jimin, whose artistry has always revolved around sincerity. The global embrace of his work feels like a validation not of fame, but of authenticity. The vinyl release of MUSE isn't just about music, wrote one ARMY fan page. It's about remembering that art is timeless, and Jimin, as always, makes us feel something eternal. When news of the MUSE vinyl release hit social media, Seoul woke up to trending hashtags, but so did Tokyo, New York, Paris, and London. Within hours, hashtag Jimin MUSE vinyl topped X trends in 12 countries. Armies from Asia to the West united in an online celebration that felt less like a release day and more like a reunion. At a record store in Seoul's Hongdae district, fans arrived early to take photos with a small display of MUSE vinyls. The store staff said all units were sold out within 2 hours. "I didn't even plan to buy today," said one fan. "But when I saw it in person, with the lavender tone and Jimin's handwritten note inside, I felt emotional. It's like he's thanking us directly." Meanwhile, in Japan, fans gathered for listening sessions in cafes themed around MUSE. One organizer in Tokyo's Shibuya district said, "We wanted to experience it together." Jimin's music feels like shared emotion, something that should be listened to as a group, not just alone with headphones. In the UK, HMV Oxford Street reported that the MUSE vinyl had sold out in under 30 minutes. The staff said it was one of their fastest-selling K-pop vinyls of the year, second only to BTS's Proof, 2022. What makes this global moment so extraordinary is how unified it feels. Despite time zones, languages, and borders, Jimin's fans have created a cultural bridge through shared passion and kindness. The MUSE vinyl release wasn't just about purchasing an album. It became a collective event that represented gratitude, healing, and togetherness in Indonesia and the Philippines. Fan bases held Vinyl Day Twitter spaces where ARMYs discussed favorite tracks and shared what MUSE means to them. That a fan from Manila said, "When Jimin said MUSE is about the people and things that inspire him, I realized that we, the fans, are part of that. This vinyl feels like a message from him back to us." Even in France and Canada, local K-pop stores reported an unexpected surge of orders. One Paris retailer said they hadn't seen such enthusiasm for a solo vinyl since Harry Styles' Fine Line. Across every corner of the world, ARMYs celebrated not with noise, but with meaning. It wasn't just about owning the vinyl, it was about honoring Jimin's artistry. Beyond the excitement and sales, MUSE continues to hold emotional depth that connects deeply with listeners. Jimin's music has always been about more than melody. It's about feeling human. The title MUSE itself represents inspiration, the invisible thread between artist and listener. Jimin once said in an interview, "My muse is what keeps me alive. It changes, but it always comes from love." This vinyl release, arriving quietly at the end of October 2025, almost feels symbolic, as if Jimin is closing one emotional chapter before opening another. Every track in MUSE speaks to growth and vulnerability. Who captures longing, Be Mine reflects intimacy, Closer explores loneliness. Together, they form a sonic diary, the story of a man who has learned to find peace in imperfection. Critics in the US and UK have already praised the album's enduring quality. Rolling Stone UK wrote, "Jimin's MUSE feels timeless, a record that reveals new shades of emotion with every listen." The vinyl format only deepens its intimacy. For fans, hearing MUSE on vinyl is like discovering it anew. The slight warmth and crackle of the record turn each song into a living, breathing moment, especially tracks like Alone and Who, which sound rawer and more personal in analog form.